So today I want to do an update on the Chimera branded deck. Kind of haven't done anything since I played it at a regional in September. That was the last format, like the last regional of last format. But anyways, I wanted to go through an update because since then we've had Age of Overlord, we've had the new Baphomet Fusion, we've had a few illusion monsters released. So I want to show you my build and how I would play it now. Like, I've kind of taken a break from the deck because I don't think it's in a great spot right now, just because of where non-engine is at the moment and how kind of there's so many decks that just you need to rely on engine more so than non-engine, because there's no non-engine that covers everything, you know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys my build of how I would play it right now and kind of just go through it with you. So I'm starting off this video in a little bit of a vlog style here. Just going to show off, this is my shelf of all of my cards and deck boxes and stuff, binders, whatever. So yeah, I have the Chimera one in this green deck box here. So I'm going to take that over to where I usually film my videos. Also, I'm going to grab my coffee cup right here. Don't mind if I do. Definitely a necessary part of recording these for you guys is a little bit of coffee. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go through my apartment over here and yeah, bring you to this room where I usually film my stuff. So if you've been to the channel before, you may recognize it, but if not, welcome. Yeah, I pretty much just do deck profiles and talk about the game, and you know, kind of want to start doing some more kind of vlog content, vlog style content anyways, because there's enough YouTubers that sit at a table and talk at your face. So gonna try to walk around and talk at your face instead, just for a little bit. Let me go ahead and mount this camera up and then get a better mic going so I can talk to you about the build that I would go with right now. So yeah. Alright, I'm all set up here at my computer at the desk with my camera up now so that I can actually show you guys some cards. But let me just talk about the deck in general right now. So yeah, Age of Overlord brought us some new support. We have the Baphomet Fusion, which is in my build, which I'll show you in a hot second. But there's also like all these new, let me fix this camera, all these new like illusion cards. Like Tau, the Great Enchanter, I think is the most notable one. And then there's that other one that's like level 9 or something. Those, honestly, are not the hot. So we're not playing those. You probably, if you've seen other people's Chimera branded profiles, they're probably not playing them either. At least I hope not. Besides the Baphomet, which is really like still just average, not a whole lot has changed since previous format, except for the format itself and all of the other decks in it. So as I was saying earlier, because the format is so diverse, like this deck is very dependent on non-engine, and because of that, like the non-engine you play will not cover a lot of your matchups, because a lot of the, like, there's such a diverse number of matchups. Whereas last format with like Kashtira and Unchained and Pearly, kind of the same non-engine covered all of that. Like Book of Eclipse was great against all of it. We had Ash was pretty solid against all of it, but right now there's just so many damn decks that you can't pick all the correct non-engine all the time. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I will be playing in this particular build. And it's not too different from the build that I won the regional with, but there are some, I guess, nuances and one fancy tech that I had talked about before the Age of Overlord came out. Because of the Baphomet Fusion, I thought there was something that we could play that would kind of give us a nice advantage. So I'll talk through that, and we'll see how it goes otherwise. Okay, so now that I have the deck all sorted out, I'm going to go through the main and extra deck. I'll go through the main deck first because that's normal. Okay, so for the engine, still on the exact same engine. Actually, 3 Mirror Sword Knight, 3 Cornfield, 3 Gazelle, 2 Burfo, and in my opinion, still 2 Chimera Fusion. I really, once again, if you haven't seen my old profiles, I said 2 Chimera Fusion. I don't think 3 is good. I don't think having extra Chimera Fusions in your hand really solves that many problems. it's usually kind of a brick, and we don't need to be resolving more than 2 of these in one turn. What I mean is like activate it, add it back, activate it again. If you can do that, you're probably winning that game, and there's no need for a third one on top of that, really. So yeah, that's the Chimera package. That's the standard one. The only change I would consider is a third Baphomet, to be totally honest. I think Baphomet is actually low-key pretty good. I think you run out of search targets pretty quick, and therefore just having an extra Baphomet for the extra like illusion revive. If there's any change I'm making, I'm playing a third one of those, to be honest. I don't think it's actually that bricky. Yeah, I like Baphomet a lot. And then for the other engine is the branded stuff. So 3 branded Fusion, 2 Albaz. This is also very standard. Not playing opening. Like I was back and forth between opening and Aliber and then Prosperity for this deck list. I stuck with the Prosperity, and it really hinged on whether or not I wanted to still play Crossout Designator, and I did. So because we're trying to dig for either Chimera package, branded package, or Crossout to protect your whole play, because of that, I wanted Prosperity. If I was going to take out Crossout Designator, I might just play the Aliber and openings. But because we have 3 things we're trying to hit all in the same hand, Prosperity is definitely the way to go. And then 3 Fenrir, I'm still on. I still think it's great, especially in this deck that loses to 1 or 2 hand traps. I think just having a Fenrir on top of your board is really nice. Fenrir to break through your boards. This deck has a little bit of trouble going second, so I think Fenrir really solves that. Plus, it gives you another body for Guardian Chimera. You definitely run out of names. These are all of your names in your deck besides hand traps. You don't really want to fuse away hand traps, so just the fact that Fenrir searches a blank name that you can fuse away for free is very nice. On to the non-engine. This is where it changes a little bit from the last list that I put out on the channel. I'm on 3 copies of Ash Blossom, and then I'm on 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Imperm, 1 copy of DD Crow, and 1 copy of Droll. And you could probably figure out why I'm playing 1 of hand traps, and that's because I'm playing Crossout as well. Still, I think Droll is popular enough now where 1 copy in the main is fine for Crossout, and I think that it's still good enough to consider main decking. I'm not playing a nib. You can play a nib. I just decided not to. I don't think it's good enough against this deck to warrant playing it for Crossout, but you can go ahead and do that if you want. As I already alluded to earlier, still on 3 copies of Prosperity. Really want to dig for a Mirror Sword, really want to dig for a Branded Fusion, or dig for a Crossout Designator, okay? Yeah, I think Prosperity is going to be good here. I still think it's better than opening just because of the flexibility of Prosperity. It's the most flexible card in the game, so still got to play that. Okay, and then on to the remaining 4 non-engine slots. 2 copies of Talent, still think it's great. 1 copy of Called By. If I'm playing Crossout, still got to play Called By. I'm still trying to hit all of the same stuff except for Imperm. It's the only thing Called By is not hitting that Crossout is hitting in this deck. And then for the final and 40th card, a kind of tech choice. Yell at me if you want. Okay, there's a lot of hate in the comments in my old videos for this, but 1 copy of DD Orthros. Okay, so this is for the Sanctifier lock. It's like the best. It's the only Sanctifier target or like Baphomet dump target that covers the most matchups, okay? Because I've seen a lot of End of Anubis, I've seen a lot of King Tiger Wangu or whatever. Those are good against like 1/3 of the decks. Stopping your opponent from special summoning is good against like 80% of the decks, okay? So if I'm going to play a card in the main, a brick that is only for going first, only for winning a matchup automatically, I want to play the one that covers the most matchups, and that's DD Orthros. And I'll show you guys the combo with Orthros after I get through the deck profile. But yeah, if you guys don't know what Orthros does, Orthros is like Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, where if you summon it to your opponent's field, they can only special summon Fiends for the rest of the turn, right? Fiends? Yes. So you pretty much hand them a DD Orthros, they're locked into Fiends, and chances are they're not on a Fiend deck unless they're playing Unchained or Lab, in which case, like, whoops, but still, I think it's worth playing. Just the one copy, something to do with the Baphomet if you are able to resolve it on turn 1. And it's pretty nice. I'll go ahead and show you guys the combo. And that's another reason I wanted to play Prosperity, is because it's super important to open both your Chimera engine and your branded Fusion engine in the same opening hand. So really wanted Prosperity for that as well. And if you draw the Orthros, it's not a hard brick. Like, you can still use it from your hand for Chimera Fusion stuff, for Guardian Chimera stuff, whatever. So it's not a hard brick. And still is not going to lose you the game if you were to open it. All right, so that's the main deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. Starting with the Chimera Fusion stuff, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Chimera King of Phantom Beasts here. Let me center that a little bit. 1 copy of the Big Chimera, the Illusion Beast. 1 copy of Baphomet King of Phantom Beasts. Only 1. I don't think there's any need for 2. Like, there's not really much you want to dump. You honestly want to keep your monsters in deck to have more fusion material. Like, if you're just dumping all of your illusion stuff, dumping your Mirror Sword Knight, dumping your Coatls for no particular reason, then you're just going to run out of gas. And so I'm only really summoning this in emergencies. If I need a Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast on my field, and all I have in my hand are like kind of mismatched pieces where I can't make the other Chimera, that's why I have Baphomet. But otherwise, we're not really making this thing, to be totally honest. 2 copies of Guardian Chimera, still, I think, standard and necessary. I picked up a 2nd collector's rare, so I'm really happy about that. So really looking forward to playing that in person. Okay, so that's the 6 Chimera Fusion targets, I guess. And then the rest is a lot of, branded Fusion stuff. So for the branded Fusion stuff, starting with 2 copies of Mirror Jade, still like 2. Again, I'm playing 2 because you might summon 1 off of branded Fusion directly, and then 1 off of Rinbrum summoning the Albaz. So I really want to have 2 copies in the extra deck, and we have the space for it. So, Mirror Jade is just so strong. And if I have an opportunity to go into Mirror Jade, I don't want to be like, oh shit, I didn't play enough Mirror Jades in my extra. So, yeah, that's why I'm playing that. 1 copy of Rinbrum, the Striking Dragon, of course, to search your Chimera stuff. 1 copy of Albion and 1 Lubellion, depending on what your hand is and what is left in your deck. You do want to play both of these. Ideally, you want to go into a Lubellion to put your Albaz back, and then Mirror Jade can send the Albion and search yourself another Branded Fusion for follow-up. 1 copy of Titaniclad just to out problem monsters like Experly Noir. Oh no, I need to play a Nibiru if I'm playing this. Yeah, I'm going to put 1 Nib in the main deck for Titaniclad specifically, because if we dump a copy of Albaz and Nib, Titaniclad goes up to 4,000 attack, and it's unaffected by monster effects the turn it's summoned. So you can just run over a big Experly Noir with the Titaniclad, and that is your out. So definitely need to play 1 Nib in the main deck. That will bring up the main to 41 cards, or you can cut 1 card that you don't like, and that's totally fine. And then 1 Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon, for the combo with the DD Orthros. And then the last 2 cards in the extra are generic. 1 copy of Predaplant Dragostapelia. I am on this card now. I kind of like it, and it's about to get a whole bunch of fancy rarities in the 25th collection, 25th anniversary rarity collection or whatever. And then 1 copy of Zeus. You may be wondering, how the hell are you summoning Zeus in this deck? Well, I'm playing Triple Tactics Talent, and if you're playing Talent and you're playing it against an Xyz deck, you can take an Xyz, attack with it, and overlay Zeus on top of that. It's very niche, yes, but it is a game-winning play. So I'm definitely still going to play the Zeus. I have the space for it. I'm not playing Lingaribo anymore just because nobody's really on Ibli lock right now. So I'm fine playing just the Zeus and hoping that it comes through. Because really you have space for whatever you want. And Zeus is the last card I'm playing in the extra deck, so you're more than welcome to swap that out for something. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you the combo with the DD Orthros. So in the event we open a Mirror Sword Knight plus a copy of Branded Fusion. Where the heck is it? There we go. We're going to go ahead and normal summon the Mirror Sword Knight and use effect. You guys know this whole thing. how the whole Mirror Sword Knight stuff goes. We have we summon the Big Wing, search the Gazelle and the Chimera Fusion, right? So and then we can just go here, Chimera Fusion, Gazelle, and Berfomet into the copy of the new Fusion Berfomet, King of Phantom Beasts, and then we just do our chain links. We'll go Berfomet Chainlink 1, Big Wing Chainlink 2, targeting the Mirror Sword, and Gazelle Chainlink 3. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that in the grave. Gazelle is going to search us a Quaddle. Berfomet's going to summon out the Mirror Sword Knight. And then we're going to get the Berfomet Fusion effect to dump the DD Orthros. All right, sounds good. We can use the Quaddle now. Search us another copy of Mirror Sword Knight or whatever for follow-up. And then we can add back the copy of Chimera Fusion. Sounds good. All right, next play is going to be a branded fusion play. And for this one, we are going to be dumping, of course, the Fallen of Albaz. That is mandatory. And then a copy of Effect Veiler. All right, not too bad. We don't have to play any bricks in the branded section to resolve this combo. We just have to play the one DD Orthros. And that will let us go into one copy of Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon. All right? Okay, so that's going to be pretty much it for our 2 cards on our turn, and we're going to go ahead and set the Chimera Fusion, have a Mirror Sword Knight for backup. So right now, even if our Albion doesn't go through, we have a Chimera Fusion for a, what's it called? A Chimera Fusion for a Guardian Chimera. We have Cornfield and Mirror Sword Knight is going to be in grave. Okay, sounds good. But now, on our opponent's turn, draw phase or whatever, we can just go Albion Effect. Albion Effect will summon a DD Orthros to our opponent's field, and then summon something else, whatever we want, to our field. So if our Mirror Sword Knight goes off, we might be summoning back a Big Wing, so we can just summon another Gazelle to get more searches. The Albion could just summon a copy of Fallen of Albaz, and that way we can use Chimera Fusion to go Fallen of Albaz plus Berfomet into a Mirror Jade, if that's even better than a Guardian Chimera. So we have a lot of options here for stuff to do, and we want to summon the Orthros in defense to kind of clog up their board so they can't get rid of it. And if they pretty much just pass turn setting some cards, we can use our Chimera Fusion to go into Guardian Chimera to pop whatever sets they have. And then an OTK should be pretty easy. We would have a Guardian Chimera on board, an Albion the Sanctifier on board, Mirror Sword Knight in hand for follow-up, plus all of the Berfomet stuff that we searched, probably off our Mirror Sword Knight for follow-up as well. So, yeah, OTKing through that should be fairly easy because we have Guardian Chimera to pop whatever defenses they have while they're locked out of special summoning. So, yeah, I think Orthros is really strong. It covers a lot of matchups right now, and that's why I would want to play that as my one Berfomet tech in Chimera branded right now. So let me know what you guys think of that. Do you think it's too gimmicky? You know, are you too ashamed to play a Floodgate monster? People are complaining, oh my god, Branded Fusion can only play Floodgates. You know, Branded is the only deck that has Albion the Sanctifier Dragon that can summon stuff to your opponent's field. So, you know, if you have a tool, use it. Like, if you want to win games, use the best tools to your use the best tools in your toolbox. And right now, that is Albion the Sanctifier. Can only really be stopped by a Forbidden Droplet. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you guys in the next one for some other deck content. Let me know if you have any content related to Chimera Branded that you want to see. Do you want to hear about the new Illusion cards coming out, the Marshmallow guy, or anything like that? Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel, and I will do my best to accommodate. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you later.